So yesterday, approximately a month after he got re-elected, that poison dwarf Mr. Khan, community leader of London, announced that it wasn't just petrol and diesel cars that would have to pay full price for the congestion charge. All milk floats, EVs, hybrids, etc., as of next year, will also have to pay the full amount. Which is weird, because I thought it was always about the climate and congestion and fumes and people dying from carbon monoxide poisoning. It was never about that. It was never about that from the start. It's never been about that. It never will be about that. It's always been about two things: money and stopping people moving about. And that's the thing. This is the thing that the likes of us have been banging on about for years. And it's only now that people are starting to realise it. And more people are waking up to it all the time. But this is not about the environment. Never was. Because if it was, driving a milk float round London should be the best thing you can do. But it's not, because they don't want anybody driving around London. They don't want anybody driving anywhere. Which is why next year EV tax is going through the roof. And petrol and diesel is going to get even more expensive. Until the point where people will be taxed off the road. And that really is why I started, because I couldn't give a shit if people buy EVs. I couldn't give it. If you want to go buy an electric car, buy an electric car. It was about the fact that we are being told to buy electric cars and that petrol and diesel cars are being banned. There's no choice. So the choice, they give you the illusion of choice, which is there's petrol, there's diesel, there's hybrid, there's EV. There's no choice because they're going to get rid of the rest of them. That was the plan. And then you end up with EV. And oh yes, because the EV is cheaper, we'll give you huge tax breaks on it. We'll do this, we'll do that. And then slowly, but not actually that slowly. They're doing it really quickly. Bang. EV road tax next year. No longer free. You're going to have to pay the same as everybody else. Bang. Congestion charge. Oh, that's no longer free. You're now going to have to pay the same as everybody else. So suddenly, you've got a car that costs more to buy, costs more to run if you charge it up publicly, takes longer to charge if you charge it publicly, takes even longer to charge if you charge it at home overnight, is less convenient because you can't turn the aircon on, and is overall a worse car. So there are no winners, because eventually it'll be, you can't have that car either. In fact, you can't have a car at all. You need to stay in your 15-minute city, not move, not ever leave, do as you're told, eat bugs, and that's the end of it. And it's just this slow mission creep as it goes forward, and they drop another one in, and another one in. Surely, if you bought a milk float 5 years ago and went, brilliant, I've got free road tax, cheap electric, cheap this, cheap that, I'm living the dream. And you probably were. And then all of a sudden it was, oh, right, the electric's gone up because of Putin. It's nothing to do with Putin. If it was something to do with Putin, how come electric's still cheap in France? Nothing to do with Putin. Everything to do with the bigger scheme. So we've got the most dearest electric in Europe now. Everyone's got to have an electric car, so we've got the dearest electric in Europe. That's not a coincidence. So you've got your electric car, and now you're paying more for your electric to charge it. And now you're going to have to pay tax on it. But it's all right, because you can still drive around all the cities of Britain that people like me can't without paying 15 quid. Except as of next year, you can't do that either. Because you know full well that if they've put it on the congestion charge, it's going on ULEZ. And once it goes on ULEZ in London, it'll go on ULEZ in all of the other stupid cities that have adopted this stupid policy. Birmingham, for one. Got to go Birmingham next month. Taking a plug-in hybrid so we can get him for free. Not mine, I might add. Me mates. I'll just shut my eyes when I'm in it. It'll be fine. So everything just then, within 5 years of you getting your milk float and thinking, I'm saving the planet and saving a fortune, 5 years' time, you're not saving the planet and you're not saving a fortune. I'll tell you why you're not saving the planet, because right now it's pissing down in Cornwall. It's the 2nd of July. Look, I'll turn it around. Look at my windscreen. Look at that. It's not even that warm here. So we ain't getting the weather. The weather should have improved by now. 18% of all new cars are milk floats. Why isn't 18% of the weather better then? Because it's bollocks. And tomorrow, we're going to have another charade where a load of people get elected and promise the world, and it doesn't matter really. Doesn't matter who gets in. Well, only one person's getting in, isn't they? The opposition won't be able to do much about it because he'll have 5 years now. Conveniently, that takes you up to 2029, just in time for Agenda 2030. So he's got 5 years to make sure that everything in Agenda 2030 is well underway by the time he gets booted out. So if I were you, I'd go and have a read of Agenda 2030 and see what's coming up. And then you may want to go and have a stiff drink, because everything else in that plan that they said was going to happen has already happened. So it's only the missing bits in the gaps now, just filling in the gaps. God, this is a depressing one, isn't it? I mean, it's even depressing for milk floaters. As if it wasn't bad enough for them. So, there you go. Milk floats now have to pay the congestion charge in full. Next year, they've got to pay road tax in full. And the year after that, we'll probably be told to stop driving altogether. Unless there's some sort of revolution, which I can't see. Because if people think that Starmer's the future, then, you know, what hope have we got? No hope at all. So all we can do is get drunk and take the piss out of things. So that's my plan anyway. And I'll probably stick with that plan for as long as I'm on planet Earth. Not necessarily in that order. I may take the piss out of things and then get drunk. In fact, it's exactly what I'm going to do tonight. And tomorrow. And Friday. So that's something to look forward to, isn't it? Future my arse.